Hello everyone, welcome to Linux tutorial. So today we'll see what is file permission and understand more on it. So basically we provide permissions to file and it is divided into user, group and others. So let's get started. Like if we see here, and generally if we uh, do an ls command with the listing, it will show us like various kind of things. So if we go from the right side, this is your file name. So your file name here is test, and then at the right we have the last modified time when the file was edited or something was done with the file. And then the next is the file size. So what is the file size in bytes? And the next part is group. So group is a collection of users. So group is basically there will be a lot of users in a group. So a group is made up of users. Then we have the next part, which is user. So there may be multiple users. So uh, here in this case, like we have a Walbert user, and the user belongs to support group. Then the next is hard links. So number of how many number of hard links exist from here. So here it is one. By hard link, it means like it's an entry point to physical data on the disk. So all the hard links will have actually inode number, which is same. And just for reference, like inode is a data structure which contains metadata about the file permissions, ownership, and the actual data blocks. So for now, just forget of the hard links, like as it's just the basic lecture. So you can just skip this part, and we will focus on mostly on the permissions, like whatever we see with rwx, r-x, etc., and user and group part, and maybe the file modified time size. So just let's focus on this part. Then as we go towards the extreme left, we can see like chunks of three characters here. So the first three character is the user, where we define like what all permissions the user has. So user is basically the owner of the file. So here the owner of the file, or the Walbert, has read, write and execute permissions. So R goes for read, W for write permissions, X for execute. So with read permissions, you will be able to read the content of the file. So what is inside the test file, we can read that. So when you have W, so it means it will allow you to edit the file and save it. And if you have X, that means execute. So if it is a shell script or some Python script, it will allow you to execute the file to do the required changes or whatever the script was made for. So again, if we see any kind of dash, so that means like it doesn't have any permissions on that. So if we go to the next part here, we can see like the first three characters is for the user or the owner. The next three characters is for the group. So in our case, the group is support, and support group has read and execute permissions. So in the middle we have dash, so it means there is no write permissions to the users belonging to this group. So we can see like support has currently like it can have n number of users. So the n numbers of users will together uh, have only read and execute permissions and no write permissions. Then the last part is other, or the public, or any other user who is not part, which is not part of the user and groups. So or for all other users or all other things apart from user and group, they don't have any other permissions here. So now there is also one special bit. So suppose instead of X in the last part, we can have S. So that specifically means like if you have S, that means like temporarily you can assume the row, assume the access of the owner who has created. So whatever has the user, since the user has rwx, so if it has s here, so temporarily you can assume all the permissions of the user. So that's it from the file permission side. So just to recap again, we have like permissions in three character chunks. So the first three characters goes for user, where R is for read, W is for write, X is for execute, and the next three character goes for the group. and then the next three goes for any other apart from user and group. So again, the user in case is here is Walbert, group here is support. So we can see from here, this is hard link, which like you can skip for now, just leave that for the later part of the lectures. And here like in beside the group we have the file size in bytes, and then we have the last modified time of the file, which we can see from here. And at the last we have extreme right, we have the file name. So let's see this practically. So this is my we can see the file listing, all the listings are here. So D here, like I think I skipped in the lecture part. So D here means like this is a directory or a folder, and if it is like dash, then it means in this case here you can see a dash before this at the first character, so that means it's a file. So again it goes with the three chunks, so user, group, and others. So here we have read, write, and execute for the user or the owner of the owner, user or the owner. So here the user or owner is iHealth, so it has read, write, and execute permissions. The next three are dash, so the group doesn't have any other permissions. So here the staff is the group which doesn't have any permissions, and then we have the last three for the apart from user and group, they also don't have any permissions. Okay, so next is like you can see these are the number of hard links 841. So this we can skip for now. Then we have the user, this is the group, and then we have the file size in bytes, then we have the last modified time of the file, and then finally we have the file name. So that's it from the file permissions ownership side. Next we'll go deep dive into the file permissions and file ownership part.